Hello, everyone, and good day. Welcome to this Power Boost. And today's theme is on feeling safe in a world that is unpredictable, in a world that is changing all the time, and a world that is changing in a unpredictable way all the time. This seems like quite an art, no? How to feel safe, how to feel secure. But it is such a relief to get some deeper insights into spiritual wisdom and the dynamics of how this world functions from the spiritual perspective. Just like there are physical laws, like the law of gravity, there are laws on how matter behaves. In the same way, there are moral laws, not man-made, spiritual moral laws that govern our actions and our experiences. And it is useful to explore more in this area, because if you know the dynamics, you can live by them. And just to take a simple example, as a child growing up, you grow up, the majority of us grow up within a family structure and in a household where there are certain rules. And they may be spoken or unspoken, but there are certain structures and certain rules. And as a child, if you live in alignment with those rules and structures, then everything will be well. And parents or caretakers will take care of you if you are obedient to the structures and the laws. And the same thing happens in a bigger context also. There are laws and rules and regulations in the bigger, wider society, and even in the universe, and also at a more subtle level, at a more spiritual level. There are rules and structures and principles. And ultimately, those rules and structures and principles have the aim to uphold a certain harmony for everyone, and to uphold well-being, and that there is providing for all involved. That is the reason why those rules and structures are there. And if one lives in alignment with those, then one can be sure that some level of comfort at least will be there. At some level, we will be provided for and will be taken care of if we live in accordance with those laws and rules and regulations. And as a child also, if we break those laws or rules that parents have put in place, we know anytime they can pull our ears, anytime we can get some punishment, or they will scold us, or some repercussion will be there anytime. And even if we do it hidingly, the voice of our conscience bites us. And every time they call our name, they think, oh, did they find out? Will I get little punishment now? And so when we break laws and rules and structures that are in place, if we are not in alignment with that, The voice of our conscience tells us that anytime anything can happen. That is not so pleasant. And so at a very simple, basic level is to not break the rules of our own conscience, and to live abiding by structures and rules and regulations that are meant to create a certain harmony, or to uphold a certain harmony, a certain peace, a certain balance or equality, that all are provided for in an equal way. And so at a basic, simple level, also, for example, with your body, there are certain principles by which this body functions well. So if you abide by that, the body functions well. And if you break that, subconsciously, we know we don't deserve the best. And then we cannot feel safe, because we know anytime something can happen. But in the family structure, the people around you at work or within your community, there are certain spoken and unspoken laws and rules. More we live in alignment with that, more we will feel safe, more we will feel secure, more we will feel that we deserve a certain harmony and a certain comfort, because we are following, living in alignment with that. Now, the opposite also is true. If we break those laws and rules and structures, it means something can happen to us. And subconsciously, then there is this insecurity. What will happen? Anything can happen. As if there is the expectation that something can happen anytime. And that anxiety, that insecurity doesn't allow us to relax. Now, it may be very possible, and I think this is the case for all of us, there are many subtle forces in life and in society. There are many subtle spiritual forces that we don't know about, subtle rules and regulations, and we did not learn them growing up. But deeper inside, our conscience is feeling uncomfortable because we kind of subconsciously know that something is not completely right. And that is what makes us feel, how to say, insecure, not safe. I have a friend, this is in the Caribbean, and he used to drive a car, or he probably still drives the car, but he would never lock the car. And I used to tell him why. And he said, anyway, there's nothing in the car. But he used to tell me, as long as I don't do wrong, nothing wrong will happen to me. And as long as I know him, in his case, nothing ever happened to his car and happened to whatever he had in his car. And I'm not saying that we should be careless with our things and just leave doors open, but deeper inside, he was feeling a certain confidence that if I use my life in a good way, if I don't break laws, then why should something unpleasant, untoward happen to me? And he used to say also, but if something happened, it means it is just like a signal, a sign for me that I should check and change something. And it is useful to observe our life in this way. But we have to find out what are the laws and the rules at a more subtle level. Because sometimes we may think, oh, I am a good person, I'm not doing anything wrong. But there are many levels at which we can break laws. In essence, all the forces in life, in the physical universe, are geared at benevolence and equality for all. And if I even create a thought that breaks that, even hold a certain attitude that is not in alignment with the forces of benevolence, I'm breaking a law. And that will not allow me to feel peace, at ease, in peace, feel safe. At a physical level, things can happen, but also at the emotional level, at a mental level, things can happen. So this is actually an invitation. Find out what is the highest quality of consciousness I could have. What is the highest quality of thoughts I could have? What is the highest quality of words I could speak and actions to perform? The highest quality in which to use my time and this body. And if I do that, I will at least be content and feel safe and secure within myself. But that will also invoke from life the highest response. So this is an invitation for you to check yourself at the inner level, but also to experiment with this. Because we all want to feel safe. But we never realize that feeling safe might have much more to do with my own internal factors and character and behavior patterns than external factors. External factors are a result. They are, what is the word? They are a reaction to my internal factors and to my behavior. And this is one aspect of what is called the law of karma. As are my internal factors, they invite external circumstances. And not something bad happens because we are bad, but most of the time we are not aware and we are not knowing the dynamics clearly. And so we need to educate ourselves. We need to gather information so as to create that highest state of awareness and the highest quality of thoughts, words, actions. Okay, so let's have some meditation, because the practice of meditation is one way to put your mind in a state that is more aligned with the forces of benevolence and goodness and safety. But let's take it very simple. First of all, try and get into a mode of relaxation. And so one first step that is very useful to kind of master in your practice of meditation is to withdraw your attention consciously from external things. And first of all, you become aware of the body and the position of the body, but then also become aware of the invisible experiencer. But leave the day and what happened in the morning, what happened later on, what will happen later during the day. Just let those thoughts exit the stage of your mind. And just become aware of the position of the body. Make sure the Back is straight. Let the breathing be regular and deep rather than superficial. And become aware of how the air is pulled into the lungs on inhalation and how it is pushed out of the lungs on exhalation. Relax the shoulders and the neck. And also relax the muscles of the face and the jaw. And you can keep the eyes open. You can also keep it closed. But it's good to learn to be in this more introverted, relaxed state of mind whilst you keep your eyes open. Because during the day, eyes are open and you want this more balanced state of mind during your day-to-day activities when you have eyes open. And now also become aware that there is one who is operating this body, making this mouth speak. One who is using the eyes to see, using the ears to hear. The inner being, higher being, the invisible experiencer. The soul. Sitting behind the eyes, using the eyes as if windows. This is the true self, this being of consciousness. And this being of consciousness, the invisible experiencer, transcends the limitations of matter, transcends time, and transcends change. And coming back to this awareness of self as an invisible experiencer, this itself is the seed of feeling safe, timeless, immortal, pure being of light. And so during the rest of the day, aim to come back to this awareness again and again. And build, construct that state of mind that feels safe. Thank you.